El Camino is a film sequel slash epilogue to one of my favorite TV shows of all time, Breaking Bad. The film was written and directed by series creator Vince Gilligan, and it once again stars Aaron Paul as Jesse Pinkman. And this movie pretty much picks up where the TV series left off. Jesse has just escaped captivity from the dastardly and uncaring Todd, and he's constantly on the run in this film. He's basically a fugitive, and what we get here is a high-stakes criminal thriller. And through many flashbacks, as well as current events within the leftover business of what Walter White left behind, Jesse must come to grips with the ghost of his past in order to form some kind of future for himself. So right off the bat, I thought this film was terrific. Vince Gilligan did it again. Now, obviously, I love the TV series, like I mentioned previously. I think it's the best TV drama ever made. And I thought this was a perfectly satisfying and supremely enjoyable epilogue for this series from beginning to end. I dug the crap out of El Camino. Excuse me when I say this, but the technical aspects of this film were near flawless. The direction, the writing, the cinematography. Oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful looking film. All the huge wide shots, the big open road sequences, the gritty feel the film had. It's like the TV series never left. It brought me right back into this universe. Now the editing. Holy shit, the editing. It was so seamless throughout the entire running time, and there were also a lot of really neat, innovative ideas in terms of the editing flow. Such a beautiful, beautiful film, technically. And it was just as beautiful emotionally. This film felt wholly unique as its own creation from the TV series, even though it's an epilogue. Now, I did a little bit of research after I finished watching the film, and Vince Gilligan, I found his idea was to essentially not only make a high-stakes criminal thriller, almost a heist film in many respects, but his idea for the film was essentially to make it a coming-of-age drama within the Breaking Bad universe. Pretty much show us a boy becoming a man. Jesse Pinkman, through the entire series, pretty much had Walter White there as his pseudo-father figure, you could say, influencing his major decision-making. But now with this film, now that Walter White is out of the picture, we see Jesse start to come into his own a little bit more. And that's honestly one of the biggest praises I can give this film. And it has to do with that coming-of-age story arc that we saw here. It's the overarching message. Basically, the film is saying, sometimes destiny is not the way to live your life. Maybe you need to make some of those decisions for yourself. And I think that's a really resonating message, honestly. Not just for this film, but for the entire story arc through the entire Breaking Bad series. It's a super effective message, and I believe this film really conveyed that in a really, really amazing way. Now, speaking of portrayals, all of the acting in this film, as per with Breaking Bad, absolutely phenomenal. Aaron freaking Paul, man. Holy shit. Once again, absolutely phenomenal as Jesse Pinkman. Keep in mind, this is a much more troubled version of this character than we've come used to, because he's been through the ringer and then back through that same ringer again. He's a very weather-beaten young man when we come back to him, and he eventually pulls himself up from out of the literal concrete hole that he spent all that time in thanks to Todd. Todd, slimy. And all this put together makes for, once again, a very, very compelling performance, and another reminder that this character is just super, ultra interesting. Like I said, even more outstanding work from Aaron Paul and what has become essentially his career-defining role. I loved it. Now, I mentioned Todd, who is the main villain, basically, of Season 5 of Breaking Bad. I mentioned him in my overall Breaking Bad TV thoughts video that I had. I'll go ahead and post a link down in the description box for those of you that missed it. But basically, I said that Todd was essentially just kind of there. He wasn't as compelling as Gus was. But this film gives him a lot more development. I liked him a lot more in this one film than I did in the series. There were just so many sequences where I just wanted to punch this guy in the mouth. Even though the series portrayed him as quite dastardly as a villain, his appearance in the series left me wanting to learn a little bit more about him. Why does he do the things he does? This film elaborates a lot more on that, while also giving us, like I said, some more great, mean scenes from him, the bastard. And Jesse Plemons was once again very good in the role. I will say that his slightly different physical appearance as opposed to 2013 was a little bit distracting, but it's not too big of an issue, honestly. 6 years. And I gotta say, it was also amazing to see Robert Forster one more time. Rest in peace, sir. You were an amazing actor, and you showed it here. Another incredible performance from him. And like I said, all the acting in this film all around, superb. And all the cameos in this film from the series worked. Speaking of, a lot of people might be asking right now, Walter White, is he in this movie? Yes. I'll just leave it there and not spoil anything, just in case you haven't seen it. But it was definitely a crowd-pleasing moment, for sure. And that kind of brings me into my issues with this movie overall, and this is kind of nitpicking again. The film is a non-linear narrative. It's told mostly through flashbacks. A lot of people might not get behind the non-linearity, but again, I didn't honestly find it too distracting. Overall, though, I enjoyed El Camino quite a bit, and I'm gonna give it an A-. Now, does this film need to exist? Is it completely necessary? Not really. To that point, I thought the ending to the series was a perfect bow on that present, and I feared going into this movie that messing with that might be a possibility. However, I will say that this was a supremely enjoyable epilogue from beginning to end, and quite possibly a career best performance from Aaron Paul here. It's on Netflix right now. If you're a big fan of the TV series, I definitely recommend checking it out. If you have never seen an episode of Breaking Bad before in your life, which honestly at this point, why wouldn't you have seen an episode of Breaking Bad? Why? But yeah, if you've never seen the show, there's going to be a lot of things that you won't necessarily get. So I'd recommend checking out the series first, and then check out El Camino. Short answer, definitely worth checking out. Guys, thank you so much as always for watching. Don't forget to leave a thumbs up down below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button as hard as you possibly can. Thank you so much, guys. Supremely helpful to the channel. Also, what did you guys think of El Camino? What did you guys think of Breaking Bad? What is your favorite episode of Breaking Bad? I'd like to hear all those thoughts down in the comments below. As always, you guys rock. Seriously. Thank you guys so much once again for checking out these videos. Look forward to more reviews very soon. And with all that being said, back talk, commence.